Hey, so good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. It is Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Chaye Sara, and for the 54th consecutive year, I will not be going to Hebron. The Shabbos Hebron. I think my son's going, Moshe's going. Don't tell my parents. But I'll be here in dance room at Pajama. So, Chaye Sara. Obviously, everyone talks about Sarah. Everyone talks about Eliezer. Chesed was one area that I like to kind of talk about today, which really talks about the end of the parsha, which is kind of, kind of shtickle mentioned when Rivka meets Yitzchak, what takes place. So we know that Yitzchak is L'soach Basada, he's attacking Mincha, and the Ma'or Shemesh says that Mincha is really critical. Well, everyone says Mincha is really critical. The Gemara talks about that Mincha is a time of Rachamim. Mincha is so important. Basada, even in the field, even in the field, you can kind of connect to Hashem, not just in shul, but even in the field, everywhere Yitzchak had this power, this gevura, that wherever he looked, he was able to see Hashem very close by, which made Yitzchak, a gevura din. Um, Years ago, I met this fellow at J.P. Morgan Chase, and he's always trying to get people to get for minyan together for mincha. And even though we didn't have 10 Dati people anymore, we had to schlep other Jews to the minyan. And I was kind of asking him why it's so important. Like, mincha, you have a few hours to go and make it home on time. He says, no, mincha is very important because you have to work for mincha. In the winter months, you have 3 hours, 4 hours. So you have to really work. Millions of people around the world, Jews are kind of, shoppers have hours. Marv, you have mincha, you got to take in the middle of the day. You really have to work to catch mincha. So mincha, I don't know if some people is really, really extremely important. But what takes place is also interesting is that he's Rivka saying, "Nah, Vateris Yitzchak, Vatikach Hatzit Vatis Kas." She covers herself with this kerchief. She sees it. By Tera, by Tipo Mi'al Hagamo. She falls from the Gamo. So, okay. It says that she was a wonderment. Rashi says, Tova Vohu, like a wonderment, is that she was shocked, bewildered. What's the big deal? See Yitzchak for the first time. Okay, shocking. So Rash says Hadur, he was beautiful looking. Okay, so that doesn't mean she fell now Hagamo. So Marva Shemet has this idea, which according to my count, the third time so far that I've seen this, where you measure yourself and you can kind of look at your actions vis-a-vis a tzaddik. So you think you're X, but you look at somebody else, and then you can kind of really calibrate where you stand in the world vis-a-vis HaKadosh Baruch Hu, other people. First time we had this by Noah. Noah was a tzaddik, he was tamim, and Amr Shem says that he was still the sameach, even though you look at other people and you can put yourself in a bad mood. Because if you're people around you that are really sinners and horrible people, you can kind of really have a bad effect on you, your own personality. And then last week mentioned that Abraham had the ability to heal people. You just looked at him. He had a special diamond or Hashem's name on the chain. You looked at Abraham, didn't even have to daven for you. You looked at him and you got into a mood to daven, to do tshuva. And that was another effect of being next to a tzaddik. And Marva Shemesh has an interesting idea. The same thing. Again, according to my count, three so far. Maybe this is one of the themes we'll see this year of Marva Shemesh. Maybe in the world of Hasidus, again, not Hasidus yet. Um, go to a tzaddik, you have a hashpa, you see what the tzaddik is doing. You go to a rebbe, you go to your rabbi. So this union of being next to a rabbi, kind of get about learning what the proper way to do something is. But more than that, Marv Shemesh says, is you kind of see where you stand in the world. Because Kol derech ish yasher beinav, a person generally, you think you're doing okay in the world. I go to shul, I daven, I have a fancy daf yomi, I get tzedakah. I'm not a terrible person. Just being okay. Thank God. I do my thing. And you can live your whole life like that. But when you are next to a tzaddik and you say, Boy, that is the way to die. Maybe I should change my approach. I thought I was a good Jew, but I could be better because look at the Tzaddik. He's always in a good mood. He's always besimcha. He's welcoming people. People come to shul. He welcomes them. Gives people a tzedakah every time. You know what? That's something I should do. Oh, he's davening a certain way. You know what? I thought I was great. Now I'm just okay. I really have things to improve. And a lot of times people they have this approach. They're okay by themselves. They have their safer. They're in the corner, or they're to themselves a lot, and you miss out. You're missing out the perspective, but also you're really misjudging yourself, and you have to really calibrate. Maybe you have a lot of work to do. Maybe you know what? I thought this was acceptable, and there's still room for improvement. And this is literally what the Marva Shem is just saying. This idea that Rivka, again, she's chosen. She has great lido. She's beautiful. The Gemara talks about. She's the best one in her family. She's going to marry Yitzchak, the Gadol Hadar, and she's coming to Yitzchak. And the Marva Shemesh brings down a Zohar that Yitzchak was known around the world as a Baal Din and Baal Tshuva. And people came to him to get this idea of tshuva, because Yitzchak had this idea of din and gerura. He saw Hashem everywhere. And Rivka, she comes on this high level, and when she sees Yitzchak, the great tzaddik, she saw her own actions. Ein nechshavim klum, v'noflo midragaso, shu nechshav k'einav tzaddik, u'ba'al midragos, uvo his tragas tshuva, the pashbeit ma'asav. Once she sees the tzaddik, she says, you know something? I really thought I was such a high level and I was really up there. When I see Yitzchak, I have to work on myself. Busha, Yipol Me'ala Busha. When it says she fell Gamal, she fell from Gimel. The word Gimel in could mean complete, but also Gimel is wean. So a person, baby finishes nursing, they're weaned. And to him, like I'm complete, I'm content, I'm satisfied. So Dipol Me'al Gamal, meaning she fell from that level. She lived, again, she wasn't that old. She lived her life thinking she was the high level. And when she sees Yitzchak, she noticed, you know what, there's a ways to go. There's always more to do. There's always more things to do. And this is what this wonderment, Hadar Sayfa, this is this wonderment she had, that she was shocked. She really thought she was on a high level, and now she sees she has a way to go. And it's the point that a person of going to a tzaddik. I remember going to see Rabbi Rebbe. I remember going to see Rabbi Moshe. The Rebbe Van Shul. Not that, and some people really do this. Some people bring their kids. Oh, a tzaddik comes to town. Go see Rabbi Shawais. Go see the Baba Rebbe. You go see Rav Miller. You go see tzaddikim, and some of it is to see what they're doing. But on a higher level or a different level, is to match yourself up. You know what? I thought I really understood this Gemara. Now I hear MDY or another Daf Yomi. Boy, there's a lot more I can really can learn. This is much better shot. If I spent more time, I could do much better. I thought I was davening fine. I go to see this Rebbe daven. He's serious, doesn't talk. And you kind of recalibrate. Then this is the point the Morava Shemesh says is with Rivka. And it's not just Rivka. Okay, we're not on Rivka's level, but everybody, as good as you think you are, Ish Yashar Be'enav, there's room for improvement. There's room to kind of look at your actions, Mashras, the Maisav, to kind of go back on your actions and to recalibrate and think that there's more room for improvement and to perhaps do tshuva. Shalom.